You know, Matt, your wall of shame here is really a testament to the quality of the deer here in southern Iowa. I mean, we all know it takes good genetics, takes good habitat, it takes good food sources, but really what it takes is you need to let these deer age. And in Iowa, a big part of that is the tradition of not having center fire rifle season, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I actually tried to find out why we don't have it.
Yeah.
You know, what people would always say is because of close proximity to where people live, and so we didn't want to have a rifle season going on. But what I found is that's not even actually true. It's really more centered, and maybe it was true at one time, but the tradition stays the same because I think the state's figured out that's a great way to be able to manage the deer herd and be able to let deer get to a point where they can get of a certain age. And not only is there not a center fire rifle season, but the only weapon you can use during the rut is a bow.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. So that's even another strike in favor of getting these bucks to 4.5, 5.5, 6.5 years old.
That's right. Gun season only happens typically post-rut. That's the only time any kind of gun, whether it's a shotgun or a muzzleloader.
Okay. And we're here for the late muzzleloader season, and that really becomes all about food sources again, doesn't it? I mean, there's such a similarity between the early season and the late season, and I know you've got a lot of food plots out. What do you do to prepare for that late season?
Well, you need to find a food, or you need to grow a food source, number one, that's going to be available when it's 10 degrees out.
Right.
And you also then have to have something that's going to be what those deer are looking for. So those deer are looking for something very high in energy at that time, and they're trying to get their fat supply up and to be able to make it through the winter. And so, you know, bucks especially because they've lost so much weight during the rut, you know, they're looking for that high energy source. And so you design your food plots around, and you pick the types of food plots based on that. Is it going to be available for them to eat during those cold months, and is it going to supply the nutrients the deer is looking for?
Yeah, and then like we're hunting here now, it's an afternoon game because obviously if you go out and try to hunt these food plots during the morning, all you're doing is bumping deer off, not only ruining your morning hunt, but quite possibly ruining your afternoon hunt.
Yeah, and again, a lot of folks, especially if you're out of state and you want to take advantage of the hunt as much as you can, and so they want to hunt in the morning, and most of the time it's just a bad idea because you're going to end up you're going to ruin your evening hunt because you've ran everything off the field in the morning when you go out there. So that's why it's even more important, or very important, to have that food source there to give you the best chance possible of those deer coming out.
So southern Iowa, you've got the habitat, you've got the food, and the way you're structured here, you've got the age. And I mean, this is proof positive right here.
Well, one thing's for sure, if they're a 1.5 year old, you're not going to have them look like that.
Right.
Instead of going through and plowing your crops every year and replowing and putting your food plots in, you can plant this one time and you can have food for generation after generation. The primary food plot tree that we sell is the Dunston Chestnut. The chestnut tree was the primary hardwood forest and primary food source of deer for thousands of years in America. And in the early 1900s, the chestnut blight was introduced through New York, and it wiped out all of the American chestnuts in the eastern seaboard. My great-grandfather hybridized a Chinese chestnut with an American chestnut. This chestnut has all the qualities of an American chestnut with the blight resistance of the Chinese chestnut. So we sell a few different sizes of chestnut. Our 1-year size tree is easily directly shipped to you through UPS. We also have 2-year trees, which are in 3-gallon sizes. We have the 3-year tree, which is in the 7-gallon size. And then we also sell 15-gallon, 30-gallon, 45, and 65 gallons. The 2-year and 3-year trees are available in retail stores like Rural King and Walmart. You can visit our website at chestnuthilloutdoors.com